Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome into the SFA Season 14 Week 8 Game Day game. We've got a good one for you, Bruin. It is the number 21 Notre Dame Fighting Irish going on the road to take on Florida State and the Seminoles and Coach Jackie Moon. Let me know if you can hear me before we go ahead and get started. And if this is your first time checking in on the SFA, well, it's a great place, and you don't need the game, and you also don't need to have been here. You can jump in anytime and pick up a team and hit the ground running. You can join the Discord, claim a team, set your playbook, set your depth charts, hire coordinators. You can recruit players. You can also participate in server games like our fully functional sportsbook, as well as we have a full stock market tied to each team in each program. It's a really fun time. Check out any of the descriptions to join. And if you are watching live, we are affiliated with Twitch, so you might run into an ad or two while watching. Feel free to drop a Twitch Prime, as it greatly is appreciated, and any and all revenue made through this channel does go back to you guys in the likes of a national championship trophy and merch from your favorite school. And where is that merch from? Well, folks, I'll tell you, it's our friends over at Home Field. And because ECU lost today, please somebody go buy some Home Field merch, as they are super cool, super affordable, and they have over 180 plus collections. They don't focus on just football. They dive into all the sports your schools are known for, get those crazy cool vintage designs, and they're even launching some racing merch here in the next week or so, on Friday actually, for some NASCAR. So if you're into that, check them out. Use code SFA for your first purchase, getting 15% off. That code works once per email. If you have shopped with Home Field before, you can also use our affiliate link to help support us as well, especially if you're using like an NIL code to help support your school's athletes. You can use just our link and support us as well, which is super fun. If you are looking for more bonus SFA content throughout the week, we do bonus content over on Patreon. You can get access to the Playoff Push podcast and a additional game day game throughout the week. The one from this previous week, Coastal Carolina and Troy, came down to the wire, was 1-point game. If you want to watch that VOD will be available after this game is through over on our YouTube channel. Links are in any of the descriptions. And as always, if you're itching for a little bit more content, I post daily over on Instagram. I do daily media stories, so if you want to check us out over there, it's Simulated Football Association over on Instagram. You can participate in like our polls over there for game days, as today 64% of you guys are going with Florida State. So I got the war chant loaded for you, Jackie Moon. So as I go through the rosters here, let me know what jersey combo you are wanting today. As remember, we are in week 8. This has been a sad week, as all the terrible teams, all the terrorists have won, and all the good guys have lost this week. Unfortunately, it's been a bad week for me, and as I have to suffer through Tennessee, Buffalo, Georgia Tech winning. This is just a ridiculously bad week. So let's hope we hit our same game parlays. Maybe I'll hit my game day score prediction to maybe save this week. But yeah, unfortunately, it's been a sad week in terms of results. But as always, guys, we're gonna watch a full game here between Notre Dame and Florida State. And as always, I go through the rosters first to get you guys up to speed on all the players on each team. So we'll get started with Notre Dame here, who is coming off of a devastating home triple overtime loss to Pittsburgh. That was a great moment there that was posted over on Reddit. So let's take a look. Warren Stevens is their quarterback. He's not really known for his running ability. He tends to throw the ball a ton, so we'll see what he does today. They also got CJ Siegel as the main squeeze at running back. We'll see if he's a workhorse or not, but from what I've seen, this has been a team that's typically throws the ball heavily. At fullback, they do have an SFA player, so we'll see if they do. We'll see what they do with William Bill Dozer. So 91 overall. At wide receiver, Larry Alexander's the #1 guy, Grant Day at #2, and Dan Jolly has kind of been the guy they've been going to. 6'4", 91 speed, great guy to have there in the slot. And then also watch out for John Black. He made a ridiculous play earlier this week against Pittsburgh on like a 2nd and 23, broke a couple of tackles, got him a first down. So keep your eyes out on John Black. And at tight end, Michael Wright is the man. The offensive line here looks to be not as good as some of the Notre Dame teams in the past. They only have one guy above 80 overall. And on defense, Jason King on one side, and the SFA player, freshman in-game recruit, John Crimson, created by Flame. So we'll see what he can do today. In the middle, you got Jonathan Butler and Michael Quinn. Definitely a great defensive line. And at linebacker, Charles Herring, Marcus Williams in the middle, and Johnny Stevenson at right outside linebacker. And at corner, you've got Brian Glover, Cred Cook, Barrett, Washington. Some very good speed here in Jason Harvey, but maybe not great technique. In the back, you got Jake Pendleton and James Wright. And their kicker is Jeremy McPherson, 85 overall. He's 4 of 6 on the year, 89 power, 83 accuracy, so he should be pretty dominant today. So now let's go check out Florida State, led by Coach Jackie Moon. And this is a coach who has had some devastating losses on the likes of BearCave. So we'll see if that translates over to Gameday. Their only loss this year is, ironically, to Kent State. So led by De'Erico Claxton, the junior, hopefully taking a step forward today on stream. Running back Ken Moss, he is a Texas State transfer. He's been very good in the G5, very good this year, so we'll see if he dominates today. They also got SFA player Trayvon Burner, but he is redshirted. At wide receiver, you got Amonra Leuha, the SFA player. You got Johnny Goff and Antoine Reed. At tight end, the SFA player Buggy Gumption. We'll see how much he gets involved today. The offensive line is pretty good, much better than the likes of Notre Dame, so we'll see if they can dominate the offensive line. And on defense, you got Chad Robinson on one end, Anthony Tillman on the other, and in the middle, you got Brandon Heath and Jonathan Gray. At linebacker, you got Drake Eklund, the SFA player, Jay Allen at middle linebacker, and Jason Young, the right outside linebacker. And at corner, the SFA player, Lashard Weeks, Donnell Slaughter, and Anthony White. You may also see some Robert Jones as well. Xander Poole, the SFA player, is the free safety, and Amir Williams is the strong safety. So definitely want to see this defense have a great game, especially in the pass defense against Warren Stevens. And the kicker is Alan James. He is 99 kick power, 73 accuracy, and he is currently 9 of 16 on the year, so only 56%. So we'll see if that impacts the game today. As we're going to head on over to the game here, folks, and let's go with traditional Garnet versus Navy. JK, Navy, in white, please. You're not facing Navy. What is this Navy coming from? Notre Dame. Alright, so before we get started here, as always, we're going to do a prediction for you guys. And we don't do a spread or anything over here. It's just going to be a who wins. So as I get this set up for you guys here, Notre Dame or Florida State, who do you guys got? And also let me know, what is your score prediction for this game? Remember, if you bet 100 coins, you bet the score right, you'll get 25,000 coins. That's enough for your very own reject. So let me get my thumbnail for once. As Florida State does have the slight overall advantage here in the ACC, they are also the home team, so they're going to have a bit of an advantage. But we'll see if they can capitalize. Remember, this is Jackie Moon we're talking about. He loves to choke when we're watching live. He meant the color Navy, not the team. All right, so he wants the traditional Garnet. Okay, and then I guess Notre Dame will go... We can go all whites, but no, they only have the pinstripe. Brr, gross. Yeah, no. Alright, we'll just go the white and gold per usual. All right, so we're going to wait for you guys to get it. My score prediction for the day was 31-24, going with the Scorigami data on that pick there. And in terms of other sports betting, this is a push game, so it's a full-on guess of Notre Dame or Florida State. And the over-under for game day today is 58.5. Yeah, bets close when the first game is posted, so your bet would be voided at this point. So it looks like people are favoring Notre Dame. This is a team that choked against Pittsburgh last week. Florida State, man, Buffalo seems to be the team to beat in the division. So we'll see what happens. As I'm just gonna wait for the prediction to close, and we'll see what you guys come up with for your same game parlays. I have a 6-leg one going. Bet 2,000 on it. I'm feeling pretty good. So we will see what happens. I'm definitely looking for some sort of a pick me up after a brutal loss for ECU today. So we'll see what happens, but we're going to get off here, folks. Remember, as we head into this game, VOD will be available later on tonight, and full-on highlights will be available tomorrow. Now, as a Patreon coach, Jackie Moon gets his own war chant featured. He does have the traditional FSU war chant as his kind of band music. So on big plays and touchdowns, I will be playing the band music. When we start playing it, let me know, though, if it is if it's a little bit too loud or not. I can always adjust the sound on my end here. But we're off here. I skip all the intros so we don't get a UI glitch. As Notre Dame is going to start us out here on game day, 9-minute quarters, and we are off. Florida State will start on defense, as Warren Stevens will take the field with C.J. Siegel. Bill Dozer is on that right tackle right now. Interesting. So it looks like Notre Dame is starting the SFA player fullback at right tackle, as Siegel gets the first carry and he gets 3 yards. Going to be an interesting game to say the least, as this is on paper not the best game of the week, but it is the one that was chosen. So hopefully we get a decent game playing out. As that man looks offsides in the little trips formation there. Stevens, his first throw of the day, a clean pocket, and dumps that one off. That is Michael Wright, the tight end, getting about 8. So with a bit of an underrated offensive line, you would think that Stevens wouldn't have too much time to throw today, but he does there. They bring a blitz. He dumps this one off again, going to the other side, out of bounds, and that's going to be a first down for Grant Day. So first down here for Notre Dame, their first of the day as they're approaching the 50. Man in motion. They're going to hand this off. I believe that is Dan Jolly. That is their star receiver. He's accumulated the most touchdowns, most stats for them this season in the pass game in the slot there, number 10. As it's a 2nd and 6 here at the 50. Handoff here to Siegel, trying to find the outside again, and he goes nowhere. 4 Seminoles collapsing down on him. Anthony Tillman, the edge. Xander Poole was in there, the SFA player as well. Nowhere to go when you run to the outside on the short side. As I don't think running to the outside is really going to help you against Florida State. You got to attack the interior. They're not great at defensive tackle or middle linebacker. So a 3rd and 6 here for Notre Dame, trying to get a first down, and they do. That's a catch by Larry Alexander. Nice throw and nice catch there for the Fighting Irish. This is a team that not a lot of people had too many expectations for their first season in the ACC. They already beat Clemson. They kept it somewhat close against Buffalo, but as that one goes out of bounds, led his man a little bit too far. I believe he's looking for the tight end right. So 2nd and 10 now. Cross the 40 here in the opening drive, chewing away some clock. bring a blitz again, this time a corner blitz. He floats that out wide, and that's going to be Grant Day again. So early on, Florida State's pass defense hasn't really been all that great. The only time they've really impacted the game so far has been in the run game. But 3rd and 4, a chance to get off the field. Stevens can be a screen pass here to Siegel. He turns upfield and he goes down. 4-yard loss. So the 3rd down doesn't bring home any yardage, and that might have actually set them out of field goal range. So for the 3rd straight week, are we going to see them go for it on the opening possession? Yes, we are. So the 3rd straight game day, we've seen them go for it here on the opening possession, 4 to that left side. Warren Stevens has all the time in the world, delivers a strike, and it's intercepted. Florida State takes over here. Is that Slaughter? As the war chant begins. Let me know if that's a bit too loud. But here comes De'Erico Claxton, Ken Moss and company. As they deliver a strike to Buggy Gumption, the SFA player, 5-star guy. Trying to get him involved early on. You can often mistake him for an offensive lineman as he does wear 69. Yeah, definitely dropping the pick there was the more advantageous. I'm not going to talk about TC or ECU on the stream. If you want to go watch the last VOD, I will not be reliving that as we get another dump off here, and that's going to be a 1st down to Brad Ruffin. So nice start here for De'Erico Claxton. They're throwing it short, using their yards after catch. 1st and 10 now. Hands off to Ken Moss. His first carry of the day. He gets 6. He's had a great season here in the Power 5 after a few great seasons over at Texas State. Was in the running to become the first ever golden ticket in the transfer portal. He ended up going his senior year and waiting till day 3 to hear his name called. So 2nd and 4 here, already at the 50. Claxton, a quick throw. He hits his man. That's Amonra Leuha, the senior SFA player. And looks like De'Erico Claxton is looking good here early. So 1st and 10 now for Claxton. Both teams having decent pockets to start the day. A couple of broken tackles there for Ken Moss as they continue to move the rock. Four for 4 start here for Claxton. So they're in the pistol. Ken Moss, see if they hand it off to him. They will, and he doesn't get much there as the corner came in free. Gets maybe about a yard. So a 3rd and 4 here for Notre Dame to get a stop. Kind of similar no man's land, but we do know Florida State has a very powerful kicker. We'll see if they bring him out. But a 3rd and 4 now. Man in motion. That's Ruffin. They're going to fake the handoff, going to throw it, and they hit there, man. That's Buggy Gumption for 14. Buggy Gumption already up to 20 yards here on the first drive. So FSU threatening here in the red zone as Claxton's going to keep it to the outside, and he cuts inside and only gets about 2. So 2nd and 8 now. 4 wide, back in the pistol formation, and they're starting to crowd the line a little bit as De'Erico keeps it again. Safety comes on down, makes a play. That's Pendleton. Jake Pendleton making a tackle. You saw him creeping up there. And if you can force De'Erico Claxton to keep it, that's going to be better than giving it to Ken Moss. So 3rd and 10 now here, just inside the 20. Need to get to about the 8.5 here for a 1st down. And that's just a dump off over the middle to Antoine Reed, and that's not going to get them the 1st down. So field goal unit on the field now to put up the first points of the day. The kick is up. It's about a 30-yarder, and it's off the post! A brutal miss. We know he's not been accurate this year, but man, that was a gimme. Right off the top. I don't think you needed to go for power there, my guy. So a brutal miss there gives Notre Dame the ball and some momentum. Dumps it off here, and that is going to be John Black getting involved, the man who made a big play last week on BearCave. 2nd and 4, so definitely an interesting start. We had a turnover on downs on 4th down, and then a missed field goal to start the game. First quarter ticking away, still have no score. Stevens going to keep it. He is definitely not known for running the rock, but he breaks a couple. They're going to mark him just short of the line to gain, though. 3rd and inches incoming. So 3rd and inches. Florida State definitely trying to get off the field here in a 3 and out. Delayed give, and that's not going to do it unless Siegel does something special, and he can't. So Florida State forces a 3 and out. War chant coming on out again. You can hear it in game. Remember, we only played the featured one on big plays. So punt team coming on out. First punt of the day from either team. And it's going to get a return here at the 30. Not much blocking as the Bulldozer brings him down. William Dozer. First and 10 now here for FSU. Back on the field after the missed field goal. Wonder how they're going to approach this drive, as Ken Moss hasn't really been able to get much running room here on his first 3 carries. Only 8 yards. 2nd and 9 now. This is a team that has really relied on the running game early on this year, so we'll see if they can adapt. Another handoff, this time to the outside, but just penetration immediately as Ken Moss loses 4. Johnny Stevenson, the right outside linebacker, cleaning it up after a missed tackle. So defense has been the name of the game so far today. As D'Arco Claxton, last play of the first quarter, comes out completely empty. He's going to take off a QB draw of sorts, and that goes nowhere. So a second straight 3 and out here as the first quarter comes to an end, and we are 0-0 here in Tallahassee. Very interesting start to the game. Yes, Ken Moss was a lifer at Texas State. So we're going to start the second quarter with a punt. Notre Dame taking this at 25, and they only get about to the 32. Jason Harvey for 8. So here comes Notre Dame. They had a drive stall out in no man's land on 4th down, and then they had a 3 and out. How are they going to attack this drive? Neither team really able to run the ball much. Over the middle now, hitting Dan Jolly. That's their go-to man. He gets 7 on the slant. Warren Stevens starts the game 7 of 9 as they're going to bunch that line. They have 5 on the line here. 2 tight ends for the offense. Max protect over the middle, and he hits his man. That's Andrew Pratt, the backup tight end. That's a fresh set of downs here for Notre Dame. 1st and 10 here, hovering around the 48. Stevens, he has really yet to attack downfield as they're going to hand off to Siegel on the counter. He finds room up the gut, gets about 8. Once again, neither team able to really establish a run game here in that first quarter. Definitely just feeling each other out in a critical ACC game. Who's going to keep pace with Buffalo? 2nd and 2 here. Stevens, plenty of time, dumps that one off. As Dozer brings down his own man, he brought down John Black short of the line to gain. Not sure what he was trying to do there. Maybe they just got tangled up or whatnot. 3rd and inches now for the Fighting Irish. Back no man's land, split back set. They're going to run option. They flip it out. No one expected that from Warren Stevens as Zach Everson gets 10. Play design, getting the best of Jackie Moon there. Is now we got trips left, and now we get an audible for Stevens. Maybe they're starting to find a bit of a rhythm here as they attack. This Florida State defense, the delayed give, and they almost break away there. Nice tackle. Siegel gets about 6 there. 2nd and 4. Back to the power under center now for Stevens. They hand it off, power left. And that's a nice stretch. He gets a block, sets the edge, and that's 14 now for Notre Dame. They're starting to get physical up front, starting to power this defensive line back, setting the edge. Here comes Notre Dame. Handoff again to Siegel. This time he goes down the backfield as Eklund makes the tackle, the SFA player. His 2nd TFL of the game. He made the critical sack last week to secure the game on BearCave. 2nd and 13 now. Stevens. It's going to be a keeper for Stevens. He finds some room. Oh, what a move! Bad gap control from the strong safety as Warren goes for 14 and a first. So 1st and goal, threatening the end zone. Who is going to get the first score of the game? Stevens, he's going to throw it. He has time over the middle, and touchdown, Larry Alexander. The star receiver, number 1 target, gets the opening score of the game, 7-0 Irish. Some great physical running, some great ball carrier vision from the unlikely quarterback, and some nice throwing. No flashy plays there, just, you know, old school ball, old school game here between Notre Dame and Florida State. We got 6 minutes left here in the first half for Florida State to respond as we get a nice little return here down the sideline up to about the 25 from Brian Browning. Jackie Moon finds himself with a deficit. Coming out for the 3rd time. 2 tight ends as well, still in this pistol. But as you can see, Notre Dame's crowding the line. 7 in the box here as Amonra Leuha switches sides. Hoping to get a favorable matchup here. Gumption also in motion as they're going to hand it off to Moss. And look at Moss. He hurdles a man and gets a nice gain. That is 12. So they must have saw something there in the defense after making all those moves. Nice first down there. Looks like Florida State might be trying to mount a similar response. Just get physical here, power the defense. Hand off again to Moss. Through the first 5 games of the season, Moss has definitely been the majority of their offense, so it is imperative they keep him running, as now Ken Moss holds the all-time rushing career yard record. I don't know how that translates when you transfer, but congratulations, I guess, as that left side looks so free. Just run and run that way. Looks like they're going to audible, though. Maybe a different idea. Play action fake as he floats that out wide, and it is caught by Stephen Jones. Bit of a floater there, but hey, it worked. Claxton starts out a perfect 7 of 7. That is ideal, getting him into a rhythm here. 1st and 10, they hand it back off to Moss. A big-time hole opens up. He gets 6. Definitely an old-school battle so far in this first half. Got some physical running between the tackles. Play-action fakes. No deep passes to speak of as Claxton now holds onto the rock. Is he going to flip it? No, he doesn't. Probably best idea not to flip that, as they're quite crowded there in the backfield. So a 3rd and 2 coming up. Definitely feel like it's 4-down territory, especially with the state of their kicker. So 3rd and 2 here for the Seminoles at home. Handoff, counter, and Moss powers through one man, and he gets the first down. Keeps the drive alive. Another big-time play there from Ken Moss. As this game starts to heat up, folks, we're approaching the 4-minute mark, and Ken Moss out to the edge again. He gets an 8 this time. In the first quarter, it was all about neither team being able to establish a running game, and now both running backs seem to have found their wheels. 2nd and 2. Stacking the box again. We got 8 in the box on the defense. And they run it. They don't care. And he tries to find the outside, and that is blown up. So 3rd and medium now. Third and 5 here for the Seminoles. They are just inside the 30. Deafening quiet here in Tallahassee as we're gonna fake the quick throw, and he's sacked. The defensive end came out of nowhere. It's Michael Quinn, the D tackle, and look at him spin move through 3 guys. Buggy gumption couldn't pick him up. So field goal unit coming out. It's a 51-yarder. He missed one from 30 a little bit earlier, so not a lot of confidence here, as that is no good again. And we know the result of this game. North Carolina goes down. So the last 2 undefeated teams in the ACC both lose today. North Carolina and East Carolina. Bad game. Once again, bad day for the SFA, as the kicker has already missed 2 here for Florida State. So a bit of that choke artist making its way to the game day games as Notre Dame takes back over. Just under 3 minutes left in this first half. Stevens floats that one. That was interesting, and it's caught by Jolly down the sideline. Dan Jolly out of nowhere snagged that out of the sky. I don't even know if that was intended for him. I think he was going to the button hook, and he just cuts in front. A star in the making here for Notre Dame, as Dan Jolly has been everywhere this season. 1st and 10. They are going to make a move here on the audible. A little bunch formation on the left side. Dumping that off, and it goes for about 9. That's Grant Day again. Second and 1, a little bit over 2 minutes remaining. Warren Stevens keeps it, and they're not going to let him do much this time. Defense got embarrassed on that last drive. Anthony White got a lashing there on the sideline for missing the gap on that keeper, so they don't let it happen here. 3rd and 5, the war chance coming back. Out empty here for Notre Dame. And he throws it, it's picked! That's Drake Eklund, the SFA player. He goes down the sideline. William Dozer gives chase. And he's caught, and there's a flag. It's only clipping. The interception will stand. Florida State gets a massive play. So the war chants rain out, and wow, that ball is coming way back. So pretty much the entire return just avoided. That's definitely unfortunate for Eklund, but they still keep possession as they have about 1:25. Yeah, that was a big time penalty. So we got, we got a little Wildcat going. Ken Moss in the backfield. They give it to Ruffin, and he keeps the sideline. There he goes. Brad Ruffin for 25. I thought that play was going nowhere, but he just tiptoed. What's that song? Tiptoeing in my Jordans. Look at him go. Finally tripped up. All right. So now they're in business, kind of making up for the penalty there. Minute left, still have 3 timeouts. Claxton, he has time. Looks like he's gearing up for a yam, but he's holding it, and he finally throws it away. Broke a tackle. Living dangerously there. So 54 seconds left here in the first half. Still have all 3 timeouts. Claxton throws it this time. Finally hits his man and gets 7. That's Antoine Reed, his 2nd catch of the day. 3rd and 3 in field goal range if it matters. Gumption to the slot. 36 seconds left. Floats that one. It's an open man, and that is a first down for Amanra Leua. So they're going to hurry it up here, trying to punch it in before half. You definitely don't want to rely on the field goal kicker again, as Claxton hits his man, and that's going to be a touchdown. Antoine Reed, 18 yards. The slot man gets into the end zone, tie game. So the field goal now to get the extra point, and it's good. All right, kicker did something right there. These extra points are definitely going to keep me on edge. Is it 7-7? Anybody have a low scoring? Prediction on their game day selection? I had 31-24. Not looking too hot, as that requires Florida State to hit a field goal, which it seems they're incapable of. All right, 27 seconds left. Notre Dame still has 3 timeouts. Plenty of time if they want to try for a field goal of their own. And dumps that one off. He hits Dan Jolly again. So first down for Notre Dame. They are in yam range. Can be a quick 3-step drop. Delivers a strike to the outside. That's Jolly yet again. He gets 8 this time, but he stays in bounds, so they got to use that timeout. Warren is a 14 of 17 here. He's thrown 2 interceptions already. Already hitting the over on his interception number. His 4 men to the right side here, right around the 50-yard line. Stevens. Quick throw there, and that's going to be Michael Wright for 6. 13 seconds left as they use the last timeout. So maybe a couple of yams to the end zone. Warren Stevens has the time. He throws that to the edge. Can Jolly get out of bounds? No, they're calling him in bounds, and that's going to end the half. A tough call there. Maybe a home call. So end of half here in Tallahassee. It's 7-7. Notre Dame, Florida State in a very close game. It's been a great one here. As always, guys, check out our friends over at Home Field. Use code SFA, first purchase, 15% off. You can also use our affiliation link to support us anytime. And if you don't want commercials on Twitch, drop Twitch Prime. You help support somebody win a natty. It won't be me, so you don't have to worry about me getting a trophy. As been a very weird first half. I feel like the offense has been all right, but I guess some long methodical drives, some missed opportunities for especially Florida State, couple of interceptions for Notre Dame. Definitely been about a 50-50 game thus far. As Florida State will get the ball, though, to start the second half. As the splits have been pretty even. I mean, look at the time of possession. Exactly cut in half here. Very, very interesting game. We'll see if things start to open up here in the second half, though. Remember, VODs will be available later on tonight. Highlights will be available tomorrow. This is a very long end of half graphic. Remember, I don't like touching anything. I don't want any glitches. I don't want us to get kicked out. So here we go. Kickoff back in Tallahassee, and Florida State will take the rock. Wonder what Jackie Moon had to say here at halftime as Amanra Leua is going to take it up past the 20. This is a critical ACC game for both Florida State and Notre Dame to keep pace with Buffalo in the division after they beat Pittsburgh today by 3. 2 tight ends set now. Back in this pistol formation they're so often in. They finally found some room with Ken Moss as he was brought down from behind there. Might have had some big room. He's up to 50 yards on the day. So 2nd and 7 now. Jericho Claxton has been pretty good. No big glaring mistakes as Ken Moss breaks a tackle. There he goes. He doesn't get tripped up. Can he get the block? He does. Ken Moss breaks away. Touchdown, Florida State. They take a commanding lead. Boom. The transfer from Texas State, Jackie Moon, was pissed off that he had to settle for Ken Moss, and look at him go, getting a big-time run on game day, giving him the lead. Now the extra point, definitely not a gimme. He does hit this one through. As a reminder, we know the score of this one. NC State does wind up winning, pulling off the upset, as both the number 2 and number 3 ACC teams in the country, East Carolina and North Carolina, both lost. So the top 5 and top 25 are going to look a whole lot different. We had at least 4 or 5 undefeated teams go down of our remaining 10. So definitely a tough week as we start the second half of season 14. We are a long way from the playoff here, as Notre Dame now feels like they kind of controlled the first half. Yeah, they had a few interceptions, but now they find themselves on the back foot. First and 10 now here for Warren Stevens as they connect there. That's Larry Alexander. He had the touchdown in the first half. It's his 3rd catch of the day. As you got to wonder, how's this offense going to handle now being down a quick 14? Florida State kind of doubled them up there at the end of the first half. We don't often see teams actually successfully double them up as they get it to Dan Jolly out wide. First down. So Tillman with some bruised ribs. He'll be back. Split back set here. Warren, play fake. Throws it cross body, and that was dangerous. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there. Might be a bit rattled there in the backfield, as he already does have 2 interceptions on the day. So 2nd and 10 now. They give the give to Siegel. He tries to go to the outside on the counter. Not sure, he never quite cut upfield as he ran straight into Anthony White. He loses more yardage. Notre Dame now in danger of having to punt the ball back to the reeling Seminoles. You do not want this home team to get the crowd into it. Stevens in shotgun now, right around the 50. They do bring a blitz, and he's hit and almost tipped away. Florida State's going to force another punt. So Florida State now has all the momentum. This Notre Dame defense has to figure out some way to keep them in this game. So starting this drive at their own 20. See if they give it back to Ken Moss here. As he does, he carries another one. This time it doesn't go for a touchdown, only 6. As he's up to 131 here. And barely any time has come off the clock here in the 3rd quarter. First half, that felt like it went very quickly as they fake the handoff to Ken Moss, and Claxton wrap that ball up, my guy. He only gets about 1. So 3rd and 3 now. Hand off to Moss out wide. He breaks a tackle. Can they clean him up? Yes, they do. So a 3 and out here. Exactly what Notre Dame needed. So punt team coming back on out, and it looks like they're coming after this one, trying to get a block off. Seen a lot of sim blocks today. We've never seen one actually happen live, as that one was risky. Make the catch just inside the 35, returning at about 9, Jason Harvey. So Notre Dame, nice field position to start this drive. as we got about 15 minutes left here in Season 14, Week 8 game day. Can Notre Dame keep pace here? Offense has not been all that great since early in the second quarter. This one's not going to go for much as Gameday can't do anything on the jet sweep. Drake Eklund, he had that pick. He's always feisty there, one of the better SFA linebackers in the country. 2nd and 10 now. They got trips left. Larry Alexander, bottom of your screen. 2nd and 10. Fakes the handoff to Siegel. Clean pocket. Oh, and a risky throw there. Lashard Weeks, the SFA player, drops that one. Could have been his 3rd pick of the day. So 3rd and long coming for the Irish. 4-man on the left side. Got to watch out for Dan Jolly there in the slot. As they hit John Black over the middle, they're going to give him the first down. So the drive continues. On these critical downs, John Black has definitely been a go-to guy for Warren Stevens over the last couple of weeks. They bring a blitz, pick it up, hits Gameday again. He has been the mid-range merchant so far this game. 4 receptions, 34 yards. 26 pass attempts here for Warren Stevens as they are now driving inside the 40. 2nd and 2 here. They're going to flip the play or send Dan Jolly in motion at least, showing its man-to-man coverage. As he's going to keep it. He fakes everybody, but doesn't have the speed. Drake Eklund tracks him down. That's his 3rd TFL as he hits the over, I believe, for both his tackles and his TFLs. If you went all in on a Drake Eklund same-game parlay, you just made a pretty penny. So 3rd and 2 now for the Irish. Stevens. Over the middle, that's a first down. Hits Gameday again. So 2 third downs in a row. As Florida State's defense struggling to get off the field, might be starting to get a bit winded. This long drive continues. A toss out to Siegel. Can he find the edge? No. Who else but Drake Eklund dragging him down? His 8th tackle of the day. 2nd and 9 now, right at the 30-yard line. Got to watch out for Dan Jolly there in the slot. Keep running it with Siegel. He finally finds a little bit of room as he falls forward for about 9. It's going to be a 3rd and inches here. As this drive is eating up a lot of the clock now as we're approaching that 12-minute mark left in the game. 3rd and inches here for Notre Dame. 2 tight ends on the field. About 9 in the box there, but the counter works to perfection. First down, Notre Dame. So now that's 3 straight first downs on a 3rd down as they are now in the red zone knocking on the door. They can still get a first down here at the 2-yard line. Dan Jolly, opposite side of the field. Michael Wright to the slot, covered by Drake Eklund. 1st and 10, hands it off to Siegel. He trips over his own offensive lineman. I think that was Dozer. So a couple of times here, Dozer's gotten in the way. I guess that's what happens when you put a fullback at right tackle. 2nd and 9 now. Notre Dame trying to tie this game up. Hands it to Siegel again. He has some room. He cuts inside and gets about 7. Another 3rd and short. Another chance here for FSU to get off the field. Looking for their 4th straight 3rd down conversion on this drive. They hand it off to Siegel. He finds a hole. Touchdown, Notre Dame. They tie it up. That's C.J. Siegel. And what a response there from Notre Dame. 4 3rd down conversions, just power running it right down their throat. Really setting the tone there. We've got a great finish shaped up for you guys. 14-14. Definitely a defensive struggle coming at you today in the ACC. Definitely the best conference in the country in terms of strength from top to bottom. You got teams like Virginia, 90 overall quarterback going winless. Shout out to Dan Daly. As we already know, this game, obviously, they keep just bragging in my face. It's alright. It's alright, Cryo. I know I'm rent-free. rent-free in your head. I got about 1,000 anchors on your dome, right on your forehead. As it's Notre Dame, Florida State, but all you can talk about is ECU, baby. All right, so Florida State coming on back. Remember, they got that big play early in the third, but nothing since, and D'Erico Claxton continues to go backwards. John Crimson, he's been quite quiet today. That's the SFA player finally making an impact. Second and 13 here. Handoff. D'Erico Claxton is going to keep it here, trying to get some yardage back. He gets about 7. That's his best run of the day. He does have a little bit of running ability, but definitely has shown a lack of it today. 3rd and 6 now here for the Seminoles, trying to get their defense at least some rest on the sidelines. They've been on the field the entire third quarter. That's a deep shot over the middle, and it's caught. Brian Browning. An absolute nuke from Claxton there. CFP is a long ways away, especially for teams that already have a loss. You know, another loss could be critical. But I think if you're in the ACC and you finish 10-2, you have a decent shot. 1st and 10 now here for Florida State. Man in motion, that is Buggy Gumption. They're going to hand it off to Ken Moss, and he can't break the tackle. That's another negative gain. So 2nd and 12 now here for Florida State. That right side looks so juicy with those 2 tight ends. Run some power, but they're going to move him in motion. That's Jones. They're going to toss it to the left side here, and Moss can't get to the edge. Those receivers couldn't set their blocks, and now we got a 3rd and long here as Brian Glover brings him down. Can't ask for much, you know, when Moss is, you know, just surrounded by Fighting Irish. It's a 3rd and 13 now. They're on 45. Claxton's going to have to throw it. 4-man rush. They get to him, but he yams it deep. 1-on-1, and he hits his man. That's Browning. An unbelievable catch. The defender never got his head turned around, and he lays it right into the breadbasket. An unbelievable play. The yam hits right as he throws an absolute... That's the best throw we've ever seen from Claxton. So 1st and 10 now, as the big play has been aiding the Seminoles here in the second half. And the final play of the third quarter goes for 5. So as we head to the fourth quarter here in Tallahassee, it's 14-14. We've got a great finish for you guys here to Week 8. A great week filled with upsets is going to come down with a great finish. Stick around, folks. It's going to be a banger of a fourth quarter, as Florida State is knocking on the door. So as we flip the field here, folks, 2nd and 5 for the Seminoles. Pistol now. And he hits his man. That's Ruffin, and it's a touchdown for Florida State. They never covered him out of the backfield. The wheel route gets him into the end zone. A great score there for FSU as the war chant reigns supreme as they once again take the lead. They hit the extra point as well. Florida State desperately hoping those missed field goals don't come back to bite them. But Notre Dame once again down 7. Last time they were down 7, they mounted a beautiful drive with 4 third-down conversions, but time is not on their side. They might have to start finding some big plays of their own. So we got split backs here. Pick up the defenders. We're yamming it deep from Notre Dame. 1-on-1, and it's intercepted! The 50-50 ball is brought down. That's the 3rd pick of the day. As the war chants continue, the stadium is absolutely shaking. The Irish are on their back foot. The chops are reigning supreme, you would think. And now they got Wildcat. Jackie Moon getting a bit greedy, I guess, as Ken Moss is going to keep it. And he doesn't get much. It's only a one-score game, but man, the field tilt is full on in the Seminoles' favor. All sorts of momentum on the Seminoles side. One score could be the finisher. Seminoles looking for that fatal spear as they go option. And it's going to be a 3rd and medium now. Notre Dame's defense not flinching. Gave up some big plays here in the second half, seeing if they can correct it. But anytime you're losing the turnover battle 3-0, you're probably going to be losing, as that's a first down to Monra Leuha. So the drive continues, and now if you're Notre Dame, you got to start worrying about the clock. At any time, Florida State could start trying to run it out. As Claxton keeps it, and he gets about 4 as he spins forward. Second and 6 now here for Florida State as they approach their own 45. About 7.5 minutes left. They're going to keep it with Claxton. He tries to get to the edge, and he kind of turns the corner, makes it a more manageable 3rd down. Claxton's been running it a bit more here in the second half. 3rd and 3, though, for the Seminoles. Can they keep the drive alive? Back to the Wildcat. Ken Moss and Brad Ruffin. Ken Moss keeps it. He breaks a tackle, and he is stacked up. Notre Dame is going to get the ball right back. Trying to get a little too cute here, it looks like. As Notre Dame will get their chance yet again, down a score. They are going to run some time off the clock, so Notre Dame will get this ball back with about 6 minutes left on the clock. The question is, can Florida State pin them deep? They hit it right down the seam, so we are going to get a return here. All right, so here comes Notre Dame. They threw an interception on the last drive, but none of that matters now. Warren Stevens has a chance to make up for it. It's going to be a screen pass to Siegel, and he gets about 1 yard. Second and 9 here for Notre Dame. They're going to run it with Siegel. Remember, plenty of time to run your offense, but these outside runs just haven't worked. That was a godsend that Siegel got even 5 out of it. 3rd and 4 now. 60% on 3rd down. They was critical on that last touchdown drive. They're going to have to do it again here as the safeties are coming in. They're going to run a blitz. They pick it up, throwing it to the boundary, and it's caught by Day. A critical conversion. Notre Dame definitely living dangerously here, waiting to 3rd down as they're once again crowding the line. Man in motion out of the backfield. Stevens again, a quick throw. Oh, that was risky. As Slaughter has had himself a great day out on the edge. He already has 2 picks. He's trying to make it a 3rd there. 2nd and 10 now for Notre Dame. Their own 36. Stevens dumps that on off. Oh, what a move there from Siegel. That's going to be another 1st down. Faked out the linebacker. Got some extra yards out of it. And the drive continues. We're up around the 50. Just under 5 minutes left. Notre Dame down to score. Stevens going to keep it here. Cuts inside. Goes down to Drake Eklund. He's not going to get fooled by that. That's his 4th TFL of the day and his 9th tackle. He also already has an interception as well. What can't this man do? Showing out here on game day today. Under 5 minutes left. Getting down to the dirty As we're going to get a counter here to Siegel. He cups up field and he pushes forward. A beautiful run there from Siegel to get him back ahead of the chains. So 3rd and inches, obviously it's 4 down territory. They bring out 2 tight ends. Everybody in the box now. 3rd and 1. The bulldozer in motion. They toss it out. Can he get to the edge? Siegel, he's pushing, but Lashard Weeks brings him down. Notre Dame is stopped. 4th and 2. They still have the timeout, so game not quite on the line. They're going out empty. Relying on Warren Stevens, their best player. They pick up the blitz. He floats that out. There's Jolly. They find their man. And the Irish continue the drive. Sticking to your offensive guns, sticking to the game plan, finding your most impactful player when it matters the most. Critical first down for Notre Dame. 1st and 10 here now inside the 35. Fresh set downs, maintains all 3 timeouts. But they need a touchdown. Stevens over the middle, and it's a catch for Larry Alexander. Drive continues. We're inside the red zone now. Notre Dame starting to crawl back into this momentum-wise. Man in motion. They're going to hand it off to him. And a lot of room on the edge. Grant Day for 7. Nobody could get off their block. Beautiful blocking from Alexander and Jolly. 2nd and 3 now. As we're under the 3-minute mark. Still coming out empty. Stevens to the boundary. That's going to be John Black, and he gets a first down. 1st and goal, down 7. Under 3 minutes left. Can Notre Dame tie the game? Hands it off to Siegel. Up the gut, and oh, I thought he had some movement. He couldn't quite punch it in. Up to 75 yards on the day for Siegel. Inside the 4. Only 3 down linemen. Watch the run. Stevens. He keeps it here. He goes up the gut, and Eklund brings him down. 3rd and goal. You cannot take a field goal here, folks. The 5th TFL of the day for Eklund. 3rd and goal for the Irish. The war chants are raining down. The chops. 3rd and goal. They're going to run the clock here, it seems. They don't want to give Florida State too much time if they're successful. This also could hurt you if you can't get a touchdown. So 3rd and goal for the Irish. Can they do the impossible? Could be a mid-screen, and Alexander is short. 4th down. Now they had a 4th down earlier on the drive. So what is the call? 4th and goal from their own 5. Notre Dame, it's a delayed give to Siegel. He has the room. What a call. Tie ball game here in Tallahassee. Nobody in the stadium thought Siegel was getting the rock. And it is silent. The fans can't believe it. As we're an extra point away from tying the ball game. Even up here in the booth, I couldn't even think that was going to be a handoff. As they're waiting to kick this extra point here, making it interesting. Not sure why they took so long there, but guess all the celebrating almost cost them. All right, so legacy moment now for Florida State. Minute 24, 2 timeouts. They have a 99 power kicker, but his accuracy, man, is less to be desired. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Delayed give here to Ken Moss, and he gets 2 yards. Now, I don't want to jinx it, but I am, if everything stays the same right now, I'm going to win 60K on my same game parlay. So, Derrick Claxton now. He has time. He's yamming this one deep. Open man! Oh, down the seam! And down inside the 5. It's Antoine Reed for 70. The big play strikes again. They're inside the 5 now. Ken Moss. He takes it. Touchdown, Florida State. A 2-play response. Unbelievable response time there, as now we are half a point away from the over, I believe. So 51 seconds, Notre Dame once again falling victim to the big play. It's what cost them the game last week against Pittsburgh in overtime. It's what's going to probably cost them the game today, as they've given up 3 touchdowns. As they're looking for the big play of the road. John Black down the sideline for 34. Defense has been optional here in the second half, as the Yams are reigning supreme. "45 seconds left. They're inside the 45. Siegel, a delayed give. That's not going to work for you this time, as they're going to call the timeout. 78 yards for Siegel here. 2nd and 13 now for Notre Dame. War chants are starting back up. 2nd and 13. Warren Stevens. He has some time. Dumps that. And that's going to be just short of a first down to Dan Jolly. So 3rd and inches now here for Notre Dame. Stevens. And dumps that off. It's going to be a first down to Siegel. They're going to have to hurry this up, though. Motions, tight end Michael Wright out to the slot. He hasn't done much today. Warren, he's just going to throw this one away. Stevens, 2nd and 10. They're 30 yards away. They need a touchdown. Stevens, throwing that to the boundary again. Out of bounds. That's John Black for 4. That's not going to help you. He has 60 yards on the day. 3rd and 6 from the 26. The 42nd pass of the day incoming from Stevens. Will it be magical? 3rd and 6 now. They bring a blitz. They pick it up. He throws it open, man. He pushes him. It's Grant Day out of bounds. Coming down to the wire, folks. You could drop a pin in this stadium and you could hear it. It is silent. First and goal from the 9. 15 seconds left. Maybe 3 plays if you're lucky. Notre Dame trying to send this to OT. Stevens. He has an open man! And there's a flag! Oh, they're going to call pass interference on the offense. They called the pick play on Dan Jolly. I can't believe it. Ref ball getting involved here at the end. So now they have to do it from the 19. They have one timeout in their back pocket. Stevens. He delivers. No, he's sacked! The first sack of the day gets him down at the 26. Last play of the game. It's 2nd and goal and forever. Just like last week, they kept going backwards. They gonna fall victim to it again? They yam it deep! And it's tipped. Oh, it's almost caught. And we got 1 second. 1 second on the clock. This game is on steroids. 3rd and goal from the 26. A touchdown to send it to overtime. Stevens, only a 3-man rush, floats it deep, and it's caught! No! He dropped it? Did he catch that or did he drop it? They say the game is over. He dropped it. Notre Dame loses. Florida State finally gets their moment. As the war chants reign supreme here in Tallahassee. D'Erico Claxton, Ken Moss, the defense, unbelievable as Florida State stays perfect in the ACC. They will go to 5-1, and Notre Dame a back-to-back heartbreaker here in Tallahassee on the road. Florida State survives 28-21, an unbelievable final sequence to end a ridiculous Week 8 here in the SFA. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in Week 9. Peace. Yeah, we have to go into that last play. I don't know what just happened. Larry Alexander had the touchdown. He completely just dropped it. He completely just dropped that. The ref ball on a beautiful pick play. They called it on him. That last play, 3-play sequence was ridiculous. We're gonna go back through all 3 plays if the highlights are available to us. All right, first let's go through the scoring summary and the stats to clean up the game here, and then we'll go through so Ken Moss, obviously that insane score there in the 3rd quarter, and then just guys finishing off the rock. But D'Erico Claxton only threw the ball 16 times today. He was a game manager, 93% completion percentage. His only incompletion was that throwaway to the corner. Ken Moss, a great day on the ground, 2 touchdowns, 135 yards. Buggy Gumption only gets 20 yards, and my parlay hit. So 18 pancakes today for Amon Leuha, absolutely dominating. But Drake Eklund, how about him, man? Absolutely incredible. 5 TFLs. They only got 1 sack on the day, but it was a massive one. Anthony Tillman, and then 2 interceptions for Donnell Slaughter and 1 for Drake Eklund that was brought back due to a clipping. Got Lashard Weeks, couple deflections. He was big today. No fumbles. As we check out Notre Dame, 33 of 44, 303, 1 pass touchdown, 3 interceptions. Rushing the ball, 78 yards for Siegel. He got 2 on the ground. And Dan Jolly had himself a great day. And my parlay hits, baby. I needed that so badly after the week I've had. So let's go. So TFLs-wise, they were all over the board. I mean, great defensive play. They just kept giving up too many of those big plays. And then, obviously, the biggest play is what we're going to see here. So this was a 3-play kind of extravaganza. Remember, they had the ball at the 9. So let's see if we can see all of these. So we're going to see, or I guess it was like, okay, I can't see a replay for the penalty, unfortunately, but he went around and it was an offense pass interference on basically a pick play. And then we're going to watch this one where this is the sack. So this is, I think, the 1st and goal now. And he holds it. I mean, maybe you can fit it in there, right there in the middle. But yeah, nobody's open unless you want to take the slot. And then Tillman just brings him down from behind after he evades the first sack. And then this one, he's trying to find him on this side. And this one I thought was going to be caught too, as Lashard Weeks does tip it. And I thought he was caught right here. Look at him try to get it, and he can't get it in the hands. And then the play that we thought he had it, man. I don't know what happened here. Warren Stevens. I mean, he had his man. He had the leverage. He had everything. Like, he catches it. He has the ball. Oh! Grant Day. Oh, no. He brings it down, and it hits the helmet. What a way to lose. Oh, no. So Notre Dame, this game avoids overtime because Larry Alexander brings it down. He has it. That's a catch. And then Grande's helmet hits it out of his hands. They scramble for it, and it hits the turf. Oh, utter disaster. What a way to lose. The luck was not on the Irish side today, folks. Unbelievable finish. That is a crazy finish if we've ever seen one. Oh my god, and look at the chops. The synchronized chops to rain it down as they won. Oh, that must be heartbreaking, the chops coming through. But once again, this game finishes on a Hail Mary. Not really a Hail Mary, more of just a jump ball in the end zone. Caught and tipped by his own man. We all thought it was caught, and then it just ended. And of course, my colorblind ass couldn't see the ball on the ground. Man, what a way to finish it. So before we get out of here, let's check players of the game. All right, so Ken Moss and CJ Siegel, obviously they got most of the touchdowns. Slaughter had 2 picks, and they're going to give it to Pendleton on this other side. So Notre Dame loses again. That's a critical third loss on the year. That is a tough one to say the least. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching another heartbreaking week for many here in the SFA Season 14, Week 8. That's just how it goes. That's how you get ingrained into the server. VODs will be available later tonight. Highlights will be available tomorrow. And while you wait for recruiting, if you want more games, I got Troy and Coastal geared up, going live on YouTube right away. And then if you want to check out the press conference as well, that should be going live here in a second over in Discord. Hopefully, Jackie Moon, you can make it there to take some questions about the helmet drop. So as always, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you next week. Peace.